See if I can get it to connect up to 5G. To Wi-Fi. That doesn't look very natural, does it? That look like something out of a cartoon. Let's turn that back off. I'm not a puppet, I'm a real man. A very good evening to you. See if I can actually get this to connect up to my... let me see if I can reduce that screen. No, I can't. That's the trouble with iPhones. Good evening, one person. How you doing? Just a bit of an unscheduled live. I'm John Paul Glasgow. How you doing? Is the audio clear? I'll tell you what I've done. I wanted to use these microphones on my iPhone, but it's the old lightning connector because it's a 14. So I was thinking, to be really honest, it's cheaper than buying a new iPhone. Why not just buy another set of mics? So I've been on Amazon, and you can actually just buy the bit that clips in the bottom, 41 quid. And then you just pair the mics up. So I've got one paired up to this, one paired up to the Samsung. Jobs are good. Yeah, good. Hopefully it's not too echo. I noticed the other day I got it fastened on that side, and I spent a lot of time doing that. So you could hear the difference when it went away. But I used an adapter before, and when I was listening to it back, it was clicking. Now, I don't know whether that was because of I got the noise reducer on. But the good thing is with this one, it'll actually fit in when it's in the original phone case. So I've only got 46% battery, so we'll just keep going till it's nearly flat, and then that'll have to do, won't it? But it's quite surprising in 720, I think, that you can last quite a long time. So if you do come in, just give us a thumbs up if you would, if you're enjoying it, because it does share it out to loads of people. And we should be able to get a few more people in. But I think the camera's far superior on this one to what it was on to what it is on the Samsung. The Samsung looks a bit, I don't know, it doesn't seem to get it right, but it's a bit different now having a microphone stuck in front of my face as well. So I'm waiting for Graham to come in. We blocked Graham the other night. When the stream went off, I was there poking away at the screen. Not Graham, Graham. Graham spelled correctly. And he sent me a message. He said, "Oh, there's no." He said, "I can't seem to comment on the thing." And when I looked, I was poking away at the screen, and because I clicked on a link, you see, and I must have. I don't know what I'd done, but he ended up blocked. So I must have blocked him because there's only me who can block him. Nobody else could actually block him, so it was my fault. 27 people now, that's lovely. So hopefully we're going to get 27 people to stay with us, because that would be really nice. So I say we haven't actually got a new microphone. It was a bit of a misleading title, really. What we've got is the bit that fits in the bottom of the phone. If anybody's interested, I'm using the Holy Land MR2. Memory man, that's it again, isn't he, really? I'm using one of these. You get this off Amazon, and you get two microphones in there. And you either buy the one for the Type-C connector for the Samsungs and later iPhones, which is that one there. But you can also purchase this one separately. But you can, the one for the Lightning connector, you can purchase it. Oh, Graham, there we go. Right, you can have your spun about. I don't know what happened the other night, mate. I think it was when I was... there you go, mate. You look better with that on. I think it was when I was poking the screen to try and get back on that live that ended. And that's the only thing I could think of, because there was only you, and I said nobody else can do it. It has to be me. Anyway, going back to this. So obviously that's got the Type-C connector in the bottom. But I've got one now. I've got one exactly the same, but different, with the Lightning connector for iPhone in the bottom. And you just press that little button at the bottom, turn the microphone off. When you press that button at the bottom, these start to, it's got two little lights somewhere, if I can see it. I've been watching the one on TikTok. She's hilarious, taking the mickey out of influencers doing this all the time. But that's how it works, isn't it, really? So there's two little lights there that light up, so you can have two microphones onto the same thing. So if you were going for a walk, like when I was with Liz last week, I could actually have her talking on the same one, but she didn't seem that keen. I never mentioned it, but she did well in the end. But then you just press that in there, turn the microphone off and back on again. Hold the button in and it starts to flash. It was a good stream. It lasted an hour and 37 minutes. So apparently what influencers do, they hold it up and pretend they've never seen it before. They go, oh, this is absolutely amazing. I've never used it before. I'm really scared to use it. And then they tap on it like that and then put their hand behind it. And then you go, oh, there's a link in my bio, please click it. So there you go. It was a good stream, wasn't it? It actually managed to keep going for quite a while. And then the one at night was doing really well until I clicked on that link and we disappeared. And then I came back again. So, hold it next to your end look shot. Right, let's just see if I can do it. That could be the thumbnail, couldn't it? You've got to tap it there as well, apparently. And I was actually starting to watch somebody and they were doing exactly the same thing. I was pissing myself. So what can we influence with you tonight? So I've got this tissue. Never seen it before, never used it before. It looks absolutely amazing. Look at that. There you go. I bet you go straight on Amazon and buy some tissue now, don't you? You look like Hank from Breaking Bad. Hank had a beard. Hang on, where is he? One moment. Oh God, just squashed my glasses. Hank, Mick, Hank. Anyway, this is a Hank. I bet you buy one now, don't you? Looks like Regina kitchen roll. I think it's the fake one. I think it's the fake one from B&M's. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Insanity, how are you doing? Thank you for coming in. I just need a bit of a beard. I think somebody said when I was a little bit more portly than I am now, I look like Hank's brother-in-law. But I've lost a bit, so I just need to grow one of them. Bit of a goatee. Got the glasses. All good. Hello. Where are we? Jobin Hilaria. Where's that? Have I missed him? I've missed him. I ain't blocked him as well, have I? I didn't see that other one. I know what it is. I ain't put it onto all messages. It hides a load of them. That's what it is. Is it Jobin Hilario? Boo to you too. Hopefully that's a nice thing to say to somebody that comes in your stream. So we're up to 295. Now we've got Graham back because he left. Well, he didn't leave. I chucked him out. Thank you very much. It's been amazing. I put a video up today on about the charity walk I did the other day. I'm not going to keep going on about it forever. There's one more video tomorrow. I'm very, very proud of it, I've got to say. From a fat guy that was 22 stone this time last year to somebody that can walk 18 miles without actually dying. I think I did pretty well. So I'm quite proud of it, but I'm not going to keep going on about it because there's nothing more boring, is it really? P. Olsen. There we go. Look at that with a butterfly in the middle. Is that your actual face? You look amazing. Thank you very much for saying hi. God. You must be on a computer, Graham, if you're going to keep doing that. That's the only thing with these. Anyway. I suppose you can see the point, really, can't you? We've both got ears and glasses. It's just the beard that's missing. But as I say, somebody definitely did say I look like Hank. You're 56. Excellent. I'm 58, so I'm a bit older than you. Do you want me to tell you what's going to go on in the next 2 years? You're going to go for a wee more. You're probably going to end up with high blood pressure. You may stop drinking and you may walk 18 miles. For charity. Wish I could go back to being 56. That's before all the crap happened. About this time 2 years ago. Anyway, that's life, isn't it? So the video today, yeah, thanks for commenting on it, mate. You're always guaranteed to comment. There were some beautiful comments on there. It was, it made a lovely video, that, to be honest. It's all true and all. I've had somebody else, yeah, they definitely do, yeah. You wake up and you think that somebody's opening the door, in actual fact, it's your knees. That's another thing you don't know. God, I tell you what. I got out of Lou's car the other day. I felt like I got two concrete blocks on the bottom of my ankles. And then my feet was on fire, and my legs were on fire. Then yesterday it was my hips. And I got up today and it just left me, so we're about ready. I felt like going for a walk yesterday, but there's no way I would have physically made it. I was talking to my dad on the phone. He says, "Oh, can you just edit our shopping a bit for us?" I said, "Yeah, no problem, I'll do that." Then completely forgot. Grow a goatee and start making a mess in my camper. I fancy a camper, not for that reason though. But we wouldn't get a chance to use it, to be honest. It'd be a waste of money. And I checked with my brother because he's got one, and he said it costs 500 quid a year to insure them, and he said they always want £1,000 spending on them for the test. He said apparently the way forward is to go and get a brand new Mercedes on lease. So I'm probably not going to do that. Obviously, if I had every weekend free or something like that, I probably might have a go at it, but I certainly haven't got any weekends free. We never get any time together now, so it would be a waste of time. I won't want to use it on my own. I think I sort of fancied that lifestyle that Stephen does, where he just goes and stays somewhere for 2 months in solitude. It looks pretty good. That I could do that, maybe. But you never know, do you? You'd probably be there about 3 weeks and think, "Oh God, sod this. I'm not doing this anymore." So 42%. The good thing about this iPhone, it's the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Jesus Christ is coming now. On Saturday, May the 17th, God said this to me: "Watch your life. The church will get out, if not now, by mid-September. Tell everybody, do not be afraid. Come to Jesus before time of grace runs out." I'm really pleased for you, but I don't really follow your religion, to be honest. I'm not going to be rude about it. There's quite a few things happened recently in my life. And if there was such a thing as a God, they shouldn't really be happening. If there is such a thing as a God, he's a bit crap at his job some days, to be honest. I know there'll be some incoming excuse for that, but that's up to you. But say it's not really for me, got to be honest. I think a lot of people get solace in it. My son's got severe mental health problems and he's really gone to God. And I suppose in a way it saved him, really, because he's too busy talking about religion to take drugs now. So at least he saved somebody, didn't he? Sometimes they need to save the innocent before they save the ones that aren't. It's hard work. That's actually a stress doll type thing. Look at that. That'd me in the morning. My uncle had a 6-berth camper, which me and my couple of mates drove to Amsterdam. Bloody hell, but that was all right. Yeah, that's right. That's what I think. Especially like with my lad, you know, if it helps people, if it gets them out of addiction and stuff like that, and gives them something to work towards, then I'm absolutely full on board with it. But it just you never know. I might go deeply religious when I get older. I might walk to Bethlehem. I'm going away with the lads to Benidorm in October. And I picked one of them up tonight, been out for a pint. Like. I said, "I'll tell you what, you know." He says, "Bag, you did well with that walking." I said, "I've got it sorted." I said, "What we're going to do?" I said, "I'm going to cancel the transfer from Alicante to Benidorm because now I'm quite fit. We all ought to walk there." And he said, "No." So anyway, that's that idea gone. So he said, "I don't think that's going to be any good." It's only about 40 miles, isn't it? By that point, I should be able to jog it nearly. Should be nice. Looking forward to it already. Imagine that, getting off the plane and I've cancelled the bloody transfer. That'll be right popular. They jump in a taxi and then punch me in the face. I think that's probably what they do. Bless their heart. What we've all been up to today then? I did that video. I was a bit late getting out to work, which I always seem to be nowadays. The interest of turning up early. Hello, do I have a boat? No, I live in Lincolnshire, so there won't be really a lot of point. So I got out there just after 3 o'clock. And I've had a reasonable night, to be honest. Finished at 11. I'll have to be up a bit early tomorrow though. Get stuck in for tomorrow. Best trip I've ever done. The journey was from Glasgow to Amsterdam. So where did you sail across then? Did you? I don't know where you'd do from there. Newcastle. I would have thought. Is it that the nearest one? Done flooring in my utility room, then got my new bathroom delivered for the plumber next week. Busy day. Do I want to buy a boat? No, I'm fine, thank you. What sort of boat is it? Presumably you're a long way away from me. No, I don't really want to buy a boat now. Boats are okay if they're massive and somebody else is, and they've got a restaurant on there, and somebody else is driving it. Yeah, Newcastle. Yeah, we used to do the Hull to Rotterdam. You could jump on it in night. It was I think they still are. There's Pride of Hull and the Pride of Rotterdam, I think. And then the other ones was the Pride of York and the Pride of somewhere else. Pride of Bruges. They were the smaller ones. They were the older ones they used to use for the Amsterdam route. So they put them on. It is gorgeous, isn't it? My mate lives there, one stop from the centre. I've got some beautiful photos. Stood on his balcony at the top. It was gorgeous. So just literally one train station stop from the one tram stop, should I say, from the middle. I love stroop waffles. I don't know what they are. I used to like to go on them Febos when I'd been indulging in the green stuff. I used to go into Febo and it was like Euro and little burgers like that. And about 2 hours later, you'd be sat there thinking, I've got awful indigestion. I don't know why I've got that. You had about 10,000 calories of fried things. That's why. I used to just grab that little burgers about that big and in one. Done. Brilliant. Your mate lives there? Ah, right. Well, you remember Jay, don't you? Octon Funk. He lives there. We went to see him. There's one stop off the middle, so that's how near it was. It was an absolutely gorgeous house. It was his partner's house. And he actually told me what it would be worth if it was sold. And it was a lot of money. And it was what we class as what do you call a house on top of a flat? Not tenement, is it? Can't think what they call it now. It's gone out of my head. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. He went from he was a bike mechanic. Masonette, that's what we would call it over here. And the stairs, obviously in Holland, are about this thick. So walking up to the door, I've got size 14 feet and I was on tiptoe trying to get up to the door. He's an engineer, yeah. He was your mate does, yeah. He said Jay was a cycle mechanic. The Earth's flat, of course it is. And then he went off to do something else. I can't think what it was. But he was a designer by trade. And then he had some sort of, something went on. He'd had a real rough breakup with his first wife. And it didn't leave him very good. So he had a bit of a breakdown, I think. And then he got going. Erwin Curtis, how you doing? Nice to see you. Are you doing all right? Really good to see you. Thank you. You were in the other day when we were doing that thing, weren't we? I missed Grace as well, Grace coming. The only thing is when you're doing a live, especially on the Samsung, it's a slightly smaller phone and you can't really see it. You need this pair of glasses on, walking into the sun. So I would think it'd be quite uncomfortable. But I didn't miss most people. I did have a look back at it, see what the quality of the audio was like. That one tomorrow is good. I've done that one in 4K 60. So you might enjoy that if you're into that type of thing. If you do pop in, we're only sort of 5 subscribers from hitting 300, which is a bit of a milestone as you're going up to the thing. So if you are enjoying what you see, if you wouldn't mind giving us a subscription, that would be absolutely fantastic. And if you come in, if you just hit the thumbs up when you've been here a little while and find out you're enjoying it, it would be an absolute bonus for me because it puts you up the analytics on YouTube and your video is more likely to be shared out. And that's true. So I make this before I go out. This is just a plastic Top Gear cup, thermally tapped cup. And I use herbal tea. And I've noticed over about the last 5 days, I've never drunk any of it. I just bring it home and throw it away. But the good thing about herbal tea is when it goes cold, it turns it into fruit juice, doesn't it? Oh yeah. So I said, I've just been at work tomorrow. I don't know what my next video is going to be, to be honest. I ain't got anything planned. I know when I finished the last one, when I turned up at Skegness, I said, I was texting Sue on the phone, and I said, well, my next, I said, that's the end of this channel. I said, the new channel's really going to be called Doing Absolutely, well, I didn't, I called it something else, but Doing Absolutely Nothing with Mick. I thought, I'm never going to walk again. That's it, me done. Whereabouts in the world are you, Erwin? Nice to see you. You don't seem to get the influx that you used to do when they initially did it, whether it's because it's a late at night one. That one the other day, that had over 500 people popping in and out. Some of them don't stop very long, but there's a bit more to look at when you're walking up and down the seafront, isn't there? It was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. The day before was raining, really showery, and then warm and then wet. And the day after, I think, was the same. And I just happened to manage to get the perfect day for it. It was 17 degrees. I was very burnt. Obviously now it's gone a bit brown. I've got a bit of colour to me, and you can tell it's browner because you can see when my glasses have been. I've got little white lines at the side. I do tend to have them most of the year, though, to be honest. We used to go abroad 3 times a year, but since Lou's been poorly, I've not been anywhere since October last year. The thing is, though, I ain't really had the money either, you know, because it's not been brilliant, has it? The economy's took a bit of a dip. So there's no point in spending what you ain't got. You know, it's really annoying. You can't get it to connect back up to Wi-Fi while you're on it. Yeah, inflation's gone up. People are getting squeezed, aren't they, really? People are getting finished from work as well because of this new national insurance contribution crap. Times are hard. I mean, they've been harder, a lot harder, to be honest. Put that back on. Look at that. Look, about 12. Like I've just been born. Not very natural, that, is it? That makes it more cartoony. Obviously, people have got bigger bills. Oh, that's not nice, is it, Hasari? Adolf Fuckley, who's that? He's been gone a while. I don't look like Adolf. So a bloke, yeah, we're in. The boys are in. Why would you call me that? Are you gay? I saw a bloke walk out of a supermarket the other day, and he was dressed like the 1940s. He had a full suit on, and oh no, you don't even speak English, man. Speak English. Either that or just whatever language you're speaking in, just do it louder, like what we do in your country. Read, mal, douche, ich. Dich nicht. Ich liebe dich. We love you. And that's all I want to know, really. I've never been to Germany. There you go, bye. You've upset John Paul Glasgow now, and he's not a man to be trifled with. You've got binned. I said in German that you should speak German because I don't understand, and you tell me I should speak English because you don't understand me. Exactly. Germans make really good cars as well, to be honest. I've had an Audi and a Mercedes, and the engine that's in my new car is fabulous. The 1.6 VW diesel engine. They're cracking. And the thing is with German stuff, it just works. It just works. That's the thing. Oh, my brother's got a 2007. Is it VR Summit? VR. The one with the massive 3.2 petrol engine in. Goes like stink. He bought it, it was in fairly poor condition. He spent quite a lot of money on it done up, and it just stands in his garage. So R32, that's exactly what he's got. 2007. It's in silver. And she's a beast. He picked us up from the airport in it once, and I mean, he wasn't towing it, right? Because obviously he's a lorry driver, so he's got a license. But you know, like when you're trying to get past a car or something like that, it's just like, poof. It's a hell of a thing. But his new girlfriend has got the will to speak English in Scotland. Even I speak English. Americans speak English. Germans always speak English perfectly well because they've taught it as a second language. I mean, Lars's English is better than mine. When you get in the Zoom room with him, he gets really angry about certain things. So anyway, I was telling you about this guy. He walks out this thing, and he got a longer moustache, but if he'd have shaved it in the middle, you could have thought it was Adolf. 140 and a 500. Oh my days. Yeah, he would do, wouldn't he? Out of 100, they take it off you. You're gone. It's a shame that we ain't got anywhere. I mean, obviously, if you go to Germany, you've got the Nürburgring. My brother went there to go around on his in something, and when he got there, it was the only day it was shut. How come we've gone down to one person? John Paul has gone for a big wee. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's like that. Do you watch Ken Block's Hoonigan and stuff like that? That 1,000 brake horsepower Mustang they had built just used to spend all of its life sideways. It was a fantastic thing. It's parked somewhere now. Yeah, they're brilliant. I watched the electric one with the electric Audi, and it just didn't. I switched it off. Never watched it all. It's got to be noisy for me. I've got to have some sort of noise. I drove that one to Lou. She's on disability, so she's got a Vauxhall Combi in black. It's got seven seats, but 2 of them are like stashed in the boot, so it's a 5+2. And I drove it the other day. I drove it from here to Mablethorpe, which is 43 miles. So I got a chance to get settled in. It's got armrests on the seats. Obviously, it's automatic because it's electric. And you know, it went really well. It was a pleasure to drive. I was waiting for it to actually change gear, but the Combi boiler was 7 seats. The Vauxhall Combi. The Vauxhall Combi is basically a van, isn't it? But then they shove windows in it. But it's lovely. It's really nice. The reason she got it is because the seats are high, so she can put the babies in the seats. Well, the youngest one, she's only 2, so she has to put her in a chair. Whereas the other car, she had to lean over and do it. And the other car was manual, so she got rid of that and got this automatic. I can't even speak proper Gaelic, which is proper Scottish. Is that right? Scotland's very beautiful. I worked up in Forth in Lanarkshire for about 3 months. It's a lot of years ago now. But the journey there and the journey back, I mean, we were 3 miles in the middle of a peat bog on an open cast coal mine, so you didn't really get to look round much because we were working loads of hours and it was winter. Isn't it really? Oh yeah. Yeah, we Climpy Road, Forth. I think that site now has got wind turbines on it. Because I rung up to change my Sky deal, and the lady on the phone actually lived in Forth. And her husband was a taxi driver. And before I left the conversation, she informed me that there's certain levels of stuff that people can have. And I'd had absolutely everything, which I thought was cool. Look after their own, you see. I ended up with a terabyte box, loads of money off. Brilliant. I think this definitely works better than that Samsung, to be honest. The camera's much better. I'd be interested to have a look back. Shame I didn't get it connected up to the Wi-Fi before I started, because sometimes in this particular room it's at the back a little bit, and it can start snagging. But it hasn't done so far, I don't think. As you're coming off, because we used to go up, obviously, straight across the A66, Penrith, M74, isn't it? The Manswood Hotel, that's where we stayed. It was strange because I always remember, and this was before the advert came out, we went in the fish and chip shop and there was a young lady stood there in full Indian or Pakistani dress, I'm not sure. And then she turned around and says, "Hey, what you want?" You know, she had a full Scottish accent. She had obviously been brought up in Scotland, or born in Scotland, but she's still got the traditional dress on. And then one of the Pataks or somebody did an advert about the same sort of thing, with the Indian lady with the Scottish accent. But we discovered it first. Tunnet's tea cakes, too good to keep to yourself. And what's them other, them bars with like the coconut stuck on the outside, them chocolate bars. You should live on them. Manswood Hotel, that's where we stayed. Apparently it's gone now. It was knocked down years ago. A guy called Jim, he ran it. It was his. He got somebody to look after the place while they went on holiday in January. So they cleared off for a week, and he sets this bloke on. We were getting up for work in the morning. All of a sudden, the burglar alarm goes off. This bloke says, "Hey, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be out here at this time." I said, "What are you on about? We're going to work." Taught my Polish neighbour some Scottish. Within 2 weeks, he was calling people a wee fanny. That's brilliant, isn't it? We don't seem to have so many Polish here now. I think a lot of them decided the difference in wages was negligible, so it was hardly worth living somewhere that you weren't born. So off the toddled back. There was quite a few of the businesses that took full advantage of the bounce back loans, then give them business to the mate for £2.50 and then cleared off back to Poland. The bloke did a car wash, got 50 grand. Went home, sorted, job done. He had been here a long time though. It wasn't just one of these where he nipped across another quick scam. He'd been here a hell of a long time. But you can tell because they called it, when he first moved over, he actually built this car wash. It was the first hand car wash we had in the town. So he got all the stuff up, so you can drive under it and that. Really smart. But then he brought the signs. Well, obviously, in other countries, I wouldn't say they talk backwards, but like over here, we would call it Patrick's Hand Car Wash. He had these big signs up saying Hand Car Wash, Patrick. Anyway, when he renewed the signs, he had them put in the other way around, but he was there for ages. Now it's all Albanian car washes up here. We've got about 3. One of them seems to have struggled. It's the Polish lads that had it for a start. They were all right. And then all of a sudden they went really moody. So every time you went in, they complained they were too busy and they couldn't do this, and they only did half a job. And then they cleared off and somebody else got it. And then you never seemed to, they seemed to close really early some days and then not others, so nobody goes in. Good evening, Mike. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Mick and Chat 8. Thanks. So we've not got as many in tonight, but let's say this one never gets as many in because it's a late one. Ideally, I'd like to, it's difficult because I try and do live streams when I'm out, but you've also got to do a video as well for the Friday night. So, and then the trouble is when I go walking, obviously most people are at work. What I am thinking of doing is going and doing the Skegness to Mablethorpe next time to see if it's the same distance. Lots of Poles now swear in English, and they taught me how to swear in Polish. Right, 8 will do anyway. We can't get any trolls anymore. They must have weeded them all out. Well, I'm right chuffed for this. It's an absolute success. Now I've got a microphone I can use on 2 phones. You've lost me now. What did I say? What did I say? I forget what I've said sometimes. Have you got decent trainers? Helps ease the pain after big walks. I'll tell you what I have, and I use them every time I go out. I've got Nike Air Maxes, and that's the ones I go walking in. Every bit of walking I've ever done, because with having massive feet, trying to drive a cab in a set of Nike Air Maxes, you end up with your foot on the accelerator and the brake at the same time. So what I do have is some, I think the Reebok ones, which are very, very flat. But I've got no arches in my feet, so they're hopeless to walk in. But they're brilliant to, Air Max, yeah. I bought a pair last year. If you look on Amazon, I bought a pair last year. Leather uppers, man-made soles, 60-odd quid. It's a certain sort of year I go for. They're downstairs otherwise. I show you them, but with not having any arches in my feet, they replace that, and I can just walk for miles in them. But with those flat ones, I ain't got a chance. Can't walk anywhere. I just seem to hobble about, but not as bad as I was this week, obviously. I'm getting tired again. Never slept so much. I went to bed real late last night, to be honest. Sue went to bed a bit earlier than me, so I started watching Bargain Loving Brits in the Sun. There's a new episode. And after I'd watched one episode, I've sort of run out with it. Thank you very much, Mike. Yeah, that's lovely to say. It was a I don't know. I don't want to sit here, There's no worse, is it? But for me personally, it's the furthest I've ever walked ever in my life, ever. I did walk 12 miles once around the Disney park for the young kids, the smallest one. Is it not Islands of Adventure? The actual one where the palace is at the back and they set the fireworks off. Yeah, she's good. Yeah, she does chat. She never stops, does she? I had a pair of classic Reeboks, ended up with shit bad shin splints. Yeah. I used to use classic Reeboks. I've still got a brand new pair, and the last pair I bought didn't fit anymore for some reason. I've never bought them again because I kept trying them. They didn't seem to be too, small. I just never got used to, never got them stretched enough. But Liz loves a good chat. Yeah, she does. She is chatty, isn't she? She's lovely. She's beautiful. I'm so proud of her. She obviously we're suffering with what her mum's got, but she's a young adult and she must be having the same thoughts as what we've got. But she seems to be one of these people that can put things into a little box and put it away for the day. So she went and passed the driving test. She took 2 A-levels, well, she took 3 A-levels. One didn't do very good. So she's rechecking that one now. She's doing sociology. She actually went into physics, and she said the first week she did it, she knew it wasn't for her, but she said at that point you can't get away from it, so she had to stay with it. Anyway, she flunked it as she knew she would, but the other 2 she got A stars. So she got A stars for both of them. So she's gone back and she's took the next ones now. The next one that she wanted, she's took sociology, and that's what she was chatting at me about. She was telling me the different sort of class systems and Marxism and all this, and it was fascinating. I thought, well, I'm never going to get a video done if she carries on about this. And she obviously her dad's a solicitor anyway because she wants to be a barrister, and going through this last year, she's had some extra tutoring to get her up to the level because she'd only got a one year sort of thing to do, probably a 2-year course. So she had some extra tutoring. And she said, as she was talking to me, she was on about a different class system and people not being able to afford to go to university. People that are from poorer backgrounds have a worse diet, which means that their body doesn't develop as quick, and sometimes the brain doesn't develop as quick, and whatever. And she was just giving me different options, and most, I agree with most of them. And about like kids, because we came from a council estate we didn't come from a council house in the 70s, and my mum and dad didn't have enough money to let us go on to university, even if we wanted to go. I just expected to leave school and then go and work on a farm. It was great to watch someone like me was able to leave the house. And, well, yeah, yeah, that's what I try and do with them, you see. That's what I tried to do with the old channel, and that's why as I'm walking down the thing, I don't do too much. I did more looking at me this time, because then the trouble is with that gimbal that I had, I didn't take my Hohen one because it's too heavy, and that one, if you've got it on the front camera, tends to do that and vibrate, so the picture gets like that. So I did more of that, but normally with the proper camera, because it's a gimbal on its own and it's really light, so I tend to do as much looking forward as what I do looking back, to give people a chance to look round. Because you have a look at that one tomorrow night, there's just the first 10 minutes is fantastic. The view is fantastic. I bet you've slept well that night. I went to bed at 12 o'clock, Mike, and I woke up at 9:45 the next morning, and I went to get out of bed, and I had a job to get out of bed, I'll be honest. I really had a job to get out of bed. I was about two shades off knocking for work, to be honest, because I'm self-employed, it wouldn't matter anyway. But I thought, there's no way I can get in the bloody car and get out of it. I was that sore. Anyway, I went, and I'm sat there, and I'm thinking, Christ. And you go pick somebody up from a job, and they were stood there with a big shopping trolley or something like that. You think, God, I can't even get out of the car. Yeah, struggle with motor. Yeah, I know you do, mate. Yeah, but that's the reason I did it is, for people who can't get out, or people with severe disabilities, to give them a look at the outside world. I actually fell in love with that area there, I'll be honest. So there's only so many videos you can make. I've done Mablethorpe to Sutton-on-Sea and Sandylands, and then I went back and did Sutton-on-Sea to Ultoft, and then I've gradually gone down, and now I've actually completed it all, so I don't know what we're going to do next. We can't invent a new coastline just for me, can we? And we've been up to Scarborough, we've been up to, I suppose it's Bridlington, but the only thing is they get really busy at this time of year, that's the problem. Yeah, that's it. Especially in 4K 60. I suppose the only thing is that, though, when you actually watch a video, you don't get the interaction, whereas when you're watching a live, that should be quite interesting. If especially now I've got this new little thing that fits in the bottom of me and gives me another option for a microphone. I suppose that should be fantastic, because I've got I think 50 gig of data on one, on O2. The other SIM card that's in there, I think it's either 25 or 50. And then there's unlimited on the ear. Suck me off, bro. No problem. Whereabouts are you? I'll pop round and do it straight away. You're making me squeeze my stress ball, coming out with statements like that. These lads are Scottish, they've never heard such filth. JSJD. Get yourself home and wash your mouth out with soap. Your mother would be so disappointed. Even Hank's not very pleased with you. Nobody's asked me if I'm gay yet. I'm getting disappointed. I must not look gay anymore. I don't know. The other week I did. Everybody was asking me, are you gay, bro? No, definitely not. I ain't been yet, but we can have a go if you want. Any port in the storm when you get near 60. You can't knock it until you've tried it, all that sort of thing. Anyway, that's made everybody leave. So I don't know what we're going to do. 44 minutes? Are we going to stay? Going to stay a bit longer? Can do if you want. That's the only thing with this one, it does get a bit late. Just trolling, subscribed, funny and good sport. Yeah, because that's what we're all about. Well, we do try and keep it so it's not abusive, but but a bit of trolling is lovely, isn't it? I used to work in construction, so I'm fairly well used to having like a quick comeback, because otherwise they used to get you. Do you squeeze that when you're excited, Mick? No, I've never squeezed it before. Just somebody come in and said I look like Hank, so I thought I'd show them that. And then all of a sudden I got excited and started doing that. So it's good for building your muscles up then. Can you remember them things you used to get with like 2 springs? And you used to be giving it this. And we used to have a guy, it was an automatic Range Rover that he drove, and he used to have one shoved in the thing. And he used to sit there and he'd be like this. And he wasn't a massively built bloke. And we got in and he's having a go. I said, yeah, you have a go. And I tell you what, your job to move him. He got going with it. That. It's all like repetitive stuff, isn't it? You need to sort of train up for stuff like that. And I went, naive, very naive. Talk about being naive. I think it's because I started taking some sort of exercise. I was watching the London Marathon and thinking, I wonder if I could do that next year. and now I found out I can't really walk 18 miles, so I don't think I'm going to try and run 26. Are you excited? It's a long while since I've been excited enough to squeeze anything, I'll tell you. No, I'm going to put him away because he's annoying me. I've had that years. Did I ever tell you the story about when I cleaned this room out? After Lou left home and got married. This was her room when she came back, because my son used to have it, and then she ended up with it. And so it just ended up. I don't know what we did with the bed. The bed went, and then it just ended up with stuff stacked in here. Not stacked as such, but just placed about all over the place. And then when we came to the lockdown, I didn't have anywhere to go and be on my own. So I thought, right, I'm going to sort the job out. So I painted the walls. I didn't bother. Just painted over the wallpaper, made it white, so it was nice and bright for a sort of YouTube studio. And then started throwing stuff away. And some of the stuff I've thrown away was quite expensive, it turns out, afterwards. There was a doll that was a fully working doll that was Ozzy Osbourne from the Osbournes. And there was also the one that did Dust on that one with Matt Lucas and David Williams. What used to the Diet Woman, and I had one of them, and that was fully working, and the voice box still worked here. I just chucked them in the bin. I get a bit like that though when I'm having a clear out. I'm either having a clear out or I'm not. And I think, well, I ain't used it, I don't want it, it's gone. I don't know, I ain't really seen a lot about him, to be honest. Is he not doing good? I mean, at one point he was drinking 2 bottles of spirits a day, and that's going to have a bit of an effect on you, isn't it? It looks like, has he got Parkinson's, or is that the wet brain or something? He can't even fly home to England. Is he about ready for off then? Yeah. He's had plenty of stuff like, hasn't he? I read his book once, and that was interesting. It really was interesting. But like with his first wife, he must have been a scary man to live with, because he used to get so drunk he'd black out and just do all sorts. And he had 12 boys in the house and that. I enjoyed the actual programme, the Osbournes. It's been a long time since it's been on, but I really enjoyed that. First time I'd ever heard some real swearing. It was on MTV, wasn't it? But Sharon knew what she was doing. He's a guy on nitrous. Yeah. Not his first time. I'm sure he said he used to drink 2 bottles of spirits a day in his heyday. And then he used to dust his nose off as well, didn't he? Loads of it. But it's going to have an effect on you, isn't it, really? It's going to wreck your brain in the end. When he's walking around, where's my beers? Still, I've got the team fingers from the 80s I got for Christmas. They may be worth money now. Team fingers, what's that? I don't know what that is, mate, to be honest. Team fingers, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely lived a life. I think sometimes that's why some people die younger, because the real reason is they've lived all their life, haven't they? They've lived, it's not rustling that bloody microphone, is it? There, I can't really. It should be pointed up there. It should be all right. Yeah, you'd be surprised what's worse. The only trouble is she's trying to sell any toys, 25-year-old toys. They've really got to be mint. That's good, is it? Yeah. Yeah, I noticed the other day I'd got it over there and I kept reaching across for something. And it was going. and then it was sort of cracking up, but I think I'd got the noise gate on too strong. So that's what makes it click. It's a good system. You connect it up and you go through to a software that's downloaded to your phone, and you can adjust the audio strength. You can set it, because obviously it's plugged into the port underneath the phone, which on an iPhone would mean that it switched the speakers off, so you can't listen back to what you've got. But there's a switch in there, so you can actually do that. You can turn that so you can hear it, which is, for an iPhone, that was the problem with the Rodes. You never knew. You plugged the Rode in, and you could do a load of recording, and you never know if the microphone wasn't working because there was no way to monitor it. Whereas this one, it's got its own software. They've certainly come on a lot over the last few years. They're pretty brilliant things. The only thing I need is one of these. I need a new box to put my new transmitter in. I'm going to sell 100 pairs, 100 sets of them. Still got a load of original Star Wars stuff, bloody hell. I forgot to put my hand behind, didn't I? I don't know if you watch TikTok, there's a woman on there, I can't remember her name, says this is a pointless conversation, but says she actually just takes the piss out of him, to be really honest. She goes, right, I'm going to review this, because obviously it's American, so most of it's takeaway. And she's like, oh, I went to get a salad and they gave me the wrong order, so I'm going to have to review this. And it shows you on the receipt that she actually did buy this burger. I mostly watch Twitch. You're not on the ASMR thing, are you? I can't do that, you know. There was a woman on, and she's come up a couple of times on my feed. And I always send it to my brothers and go, oh, look, she's on again. And my brother said, what on earth is ASMR? I said, well, you're supposed to enjoy it. You're supposed to feel relaxed while you're watching it. And he said, I've honestly never heard about it before in my life. But it just seems a bit weird. She got a cloth over the top of the microphone, and she goes, you're like, God. Our DJ streams, some in real life. People currently following a van life guy. I'm trying to think of the names. One of the DJs, he used to drive a cab for a living, and then he went off to make a few bob off Twitch. I don't know if he ever did that, but I can't remember the name of him now. I know his real name, but I don't know the name of what he called himself on there, and it was nothing to do with it, the other thing. Whether he's packed it on and gone and got a real job, you never know, do you? Van Life guy. Do you watch Stephen, Country Van Life UK? He's worth a sub. Hey sir, love from Pakistan. How you doing? GTA V Shorts. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming and saying hello. John Paul Glass, mostly twitches. He's worth a look at. He was up on Mull, was it? This winter. What am I thought on people from Pakistan? I think they're absolutely fine. I don't call them that though. I don't think that's quite offensive. Call them what you want. It's you put it there. I didn't. One of my friends is actually from Pakistan. I think if I called him that, I might end up with a knuckle sandwich. Where do I live? No, I'm not USA now. I'm in Lincolnshire, United Kingdom. 3/4 of the way down, where it starts to go fat. We're sort of in the middle, just there-ish. That's the easiest way of telling you. I live 35 miles from the coast. Definitely not USA, no. I've been a few times. So today was your physics exam. MCQ 9702 A-level. Good lad. Well done. Or lady, I'm not really sure who you are. Yeah, Lincolnshire. Yeah, my daughter yesterday, my granddaughter, should I say, she went and did a sociology A-level. She took a year out because her mum's not very well. and she's just on with the exams now. I think one more left, I think, and she's done. So hopefully it all comes out really well for you. What do you want to be in life? GTA V Shorts? Lincolnshire? Have you ever thought of moving to Lincolnshire? There was a guy put a TikTok up of his very young child wearing a pair of Crocs. And she calls it, when you put the strap up at the back, it's called sport mode. So my last exam on 10 May is also second. I don't understand what that means. Oh, you're going to be a doctor. Top man. Anyway, so she said that it was sports mode when you, and she's very little. She just put I want my Crocs in sports mode. So I put in the chat underneath, in the comments underneath, it's also called battle mode, because just in case that you know, sometime in the day it gets a bit rough, you don't want to be falling out of them when you're in battle. Well, that got a few nice comments. You're going to be a doctor? What, a general practitioner? Are you going to go into surgery, or what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be? Are you living in the UK? Are you going to move over to the UK? We do have a lot of Pakistani doctors, very, very good ones as well. And English, and Indian. I don't care who cuts me up, so long as they make me feel better. It doesn't matter what ethnicity people are. A dick is a dick, no matter their ethnicity. I'm absolutely fully in agreement. I know English dicks. I know Welsh dicks. You know what I mean? I know people who are just, that's the way they are, isn't it, really? Yeah, we've actually only got one Asian cab driver, and I'm not exactly sure where he is from, to be honest. I'm not sure if it is Pakistan or whether he's Iraqi or something like that. He's been here a few years. And a lot of people seem to come over and use the cross-border hiring regulations, and I'll get a plate here and then clear off and drive around Manchester and places like that, a bit like what the Northampton plates do. They're all over the place. Anyway, they closed the loophole up, so if you've got to work here, if you're going to have a plate here, you've got to work here. Anyway, he moved here and just had a plate here, and he's been here ever since. My Band-Aid, great. So you did okay then. That's brilliant. Yeah, well, my granddaughter's not got any results yet, but she said that she felt that the exam went well yesterday. And she's not a person to, sort of pretend she's done really well if she hasn't, because she told us as soon as she'd finished her physics exam last year that she knew full well that she weren't going to do very well at it, because she had no interest in the subject and just clearly didn't understand it. But she's going to go on to be a barrister. So she'll be picking my nursing now. That's something to look forward to, isn't it, really? Anyway, guys, we've been on 58 minutes. So by the time I've said goodbye, I think we'll have had a good hour. As usual, thank you very much for popping in. Thanks for being lovely. You're all so lovely. It's been... my life, obviously, has been a bit rough for a few years, but this little bit of internet just chills the job out. You know what I mean? It makes it a lot easier to keep on doing the rest. So look out tomorrow night if you want to have a look at that video. It's in 4K 60 frames per second, and it's a nice walk down the beach and a few other bits. And I just made it a good video. It really has. I'm quite proud of it, to be honest. Hopefully we get 10 gazillion viewers, and then it will put the watch time hours up so we can make some money for YouTube. Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike. It's lovely to see you. John Paul, lovely to see you as ever. I don't think I've got anything else to put up on YouTube before tomorrow night, but you never know. I just get the mad urge to go live sometimes and say, let's have a live. But that's the good thing with doing it in this mode. You at least get someone in to talk to. Just before I go, I was watching, there was a young lad, and I think he was doing like games in his house. He had 1,000 people watching him. How about that? Catch you all soon, everybody. Good night.